that was saying how I should be in a hospital again, and it's like, so this is exactly what I've been trying to fight against, right? I had severely traumatic experiences growing up with my parents, like forcing me on medications, like forcing me into hospital situations, psychiatric, all this kind of stuff. That it actually wasn't, like, the stuff didn't actually exist. The things that were actually wrong with me. I've talked about all of this already. I've finally gotten to a place where, like, these things don't cause the same reaction because I've, like, fully accepted. And things like this teach me to expect, because when I've explained so much context and then years and years and years of context, right? And then you have these people that will just come in and then judge right off the bat, off surface level things, and not even do any math, not add up any of the context, not go back at all. And yeah, it's just more proof though, which is actually, it's good for, all I have to do is just show everything as it is. That's what I've been doing. So, yeah, that's a good thing. As long as yeah, I don't even have to say any more on that. I've said everything. I've explained everything. And the things I haven't explained recently, I've explained way back. And yeah, so I feel safe and I'm covered. People can, like, pick at things at surface level, and then I can always explain and show proof from years ago, and I can always be covered, basically. That's one of the most abusive things I went through is like the medical stuff, not having agency over my own body, my mind, like not having control over my own life and like what my parents did. It was severely life changing, like decisions that were supposed to be my own decisions, that completely destroyed my life. The things that my parents did. These were, again, I don't know if I should even get into it. But yeah, so that the comments, I got some positive comments from people, but again, it's hard to trust people in generally anyway, even if they're being nice. But that one, again, it reminds me, and then it's like, yeah, well, I'm just going to use you as an example again. And anyone that has that kind of attitude where they're like, you should check yourself into a mental institution or hospital or all this stuff, it's like, yeah, it's just disgusting. And it's trying to strip agency away from me again, and trying to portray me as something that isn't so. Like, it's severely unfair to, like, attack someone for being abused and omitting the context and then just continuing the whole narrative that my parents set up. Like, it's unacceptable. So I will call it out and I'll fight back all the time. And especially when these, like, most recent things sort of like portray me again, like I can see it all and I can see ahead of time, like, people like that gave me that comment, that like, it's just so obvious, like these types of people will always be there, like my parents, to like pile on, and they'll but it is what it is. That's what it is, to be expected. And I'll use it, like I said, as more evidence and proof of what I've been saying. Like, you know. So that's that. I just wanted to hop on here and just clarify that. And I'm just staying diligent and tackling this every day. So I wouldn't even do this. I wouldn't even have made this. I'd want to keep sticking to yeah, well, just thinking if there's anything else I want to add real quick while I'm live. But yeah, like nobody's ever gonna. It's. I already know like I'm covered on my end, and I don't have to do this crap anymore where I'm going in circles and get overwhelmed on this crap, or be forced into a situation where I'm in like that much agonizing pain and stripped of every like there's only going to be forward. I can't even say that because then once I say it, it's better just not to say what is or what isn't, and even doing that is an added potential obstacle for the brain. Yeah, it's just like there are things like because of the life I've lived, I have all these memories forever, decades and decades and decades of context, details, proof. It shows that I've been correct and like I should have been listened to, and yeah, too many things like that. So you're not gonna have some like psycho that abused me in so many different forms, from like literally like physically throwing bricks at me. Like I don't even know how big those bricks were, but like actual like they're pretty gigantic size bricks, like bricks. Things like that chasing me out into the woods where I'm like stuck out there all night, like scared, hiding from my own dad. Or like lying about details medically, saying like things were wrong in my head to put me on medications when actually they were abusing me. Like, but nobody would actually do anything about that. And who knows, in this world, maybe I was better off being abused by them rather than other people. It's like, this world is crazy. Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, that's nothing. Like that, that's what the thing is. It's been really difficult also because I think of one thing like that. And again, that goes back, this whole thing is a reminder, this whole cycle, because I get attacked and you get people from the outside not actually listening or really understanding anything and then judging, and then the whole cycle continues where it's the same thing with my parents and those types of people. So now I lost my place again. Every time I lost my place, it was that same pain and trauma. And what happens is people hear other people that are weaker talk about things like that, and then the words get. You can't ever give. You can't ever get credit as someone like me, like a real, genuine person. Because there's too many fake people that like took the stuff and then they normalized like downplaying it. And then there's fake people like my parents. Everyone in this world left has learned to adapt to that crap that I'm seeing everywhere. And then they all became more like that. And I'm like one of these like rare people that's just kept stuck to it. But I'm more like broken in that way, I guess, because I was forced into this way of just being like having to stand whatever. But like, I mean, again, this is like there's nothing wrong with me or like anything that would make me needing to be like under medical supervision or any of that kind of crap, or like I'm completely able to care for myself and know what the hell's right and wrong and logic and all this stuff. So it's like, and I'm totally capable of being fine and all this stuff, just not having my pains prodded at, and like I just wish I wanted to be listened to and not have to be like driven to lose the last moments of my walking ability and different things like that, like medically. Like I've had these things going on. My dad was like ignoring every single visit I told him about with the ENT, the urologist. All of this goes back the last 5 years. He was ignoring every text, and then he would like respond like days later and say, "Go to the doctor." Like he literally makes no sense. You have to understand. This is what I dealt with my whole life. I would be telling my dad something, and then he would tell me a response that made no sense, and then like sort of like drove me in circles, and then I would sort of almost like at some point, yeah, I would always just learn that I had no options with my dad. Like he would drive me in circles, I would get no control, and then he would lie to somebody about the details, and then I'd be stuck. And then that's why I learned when I was young to turn to substances. And it's just this whole thing. Then I overcame all these things. And then who was there in the end, like still being garbage? And probably like 70-year-old something like drug addicts by now on top of things. Like I don't even know what the hell's going on. They're completely like gone. They don't care. They don't care or remember anything they did. Or like, and they just lie to themselves. So yeah, anyway, again, I just wanted to hop on here and cover that comment, and I feel like it is growth for me to even be able to do these the last however many times I've been able to do this more often where I've been in control. And those little brief moments of documenting and stuff, it's overwhelming sometimes, but I mean, it's fleeting, and then I get past that, and then I move to the next thing. So I'm still standing, and yeah, they're not fucking winning this time. And so even if I fall, I stand tall when I fall. There's not going to be any, not going to go like all the other times where they took advantage and then lied and got away with things that they shouldn't. So like the last whatever videos I did where I was documenting, it sort of like looks like, it had to be this way where it like looks like as if it's like upside down again, where he did this whole portrayal thing. But I just didn't give a, I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna show it anyway because that's what I do. I just show things even if it makes me look bad. Because again, that's the surface level stuff, and I don't have time, and I've been through everything already, so. Yeah. So, yeah, that's that. I just wanted to speak on that and do what I feel I have to do, so. I guess that's that. I mean, I could go back and then go back into reasoning why, how fucking insane it is to even say something like that to me, or reasons why, how extremely abusive these people were, and in ways that no one can argue. Because like, there's ways and forms and various forms that they did that no one can argue with. Someone can relate to these experiences, like everyone can relate to some form of these abuses, almost everyone, because there's so much that happened. But rather than have me get worked up and relive things and get lost and get tunnel vision into the abuse, like I have to remember, like I already covered all this stuff. I already went through this stuff so many times, and I did the work already. I don't have to fucking relive this anymore. Like, I don't have to put myself through that anymore. Like I kept trying. I really got lost in that, and And then they were exploiting my pains again. I was being forced. I could see every day, like every time I kept like walking and using the last bits of my legs, and like I could see like they were stealing what was left rather than helping me like prolong it. And like, yeah, just making me do everything the wrong ways, and then not listening. And then years later, like my dad's like, "Oh, you can't imagine. You can't imagine. Like nobody would ever imagine after 40 years. You don't know what it was like the first 5, 10, 15, where it's like me just like taking everything and then like begging for decency, and then if only there were even phone records. It's like the first like yeah, phone records wouldn't even show anything. Like, too, you'd have to be there and see this guy, what this guy's behavior was towards me every day. Like, I lived in absolute fear at all times. And then you want to wonder why I had an anxiety disorder. It's like, everything was right there. Just look at the two people that raised me. But nobody could do that. Just gotta blame me instead. It's like forever. And then you see it never ends. Like, you still have people in society that will just look at surface level. But at least once you get to the point where like you expect it and you understand how people are and like all the different things, like you have a pretty good, yeah, well, it's like not only understand, I've done all the work, plus I have proof of things to back me up, plus I have like all this shit on my end to favor me, plus I have, yeah, like there's so much stuff by now. And then only on my parents' side, it's just lies and like abuses that already, like, we don't need to, it's just, yeah, so. There is plenty that can look certain ways, but I'm like an expert now in terms of like covering why this is this way and all the details and the context for so long now. Like, there's no way for them. And I'm gonna be as careful as I can to not allow myself to be to get in that kind of pain, to be exploited, which it's always been a very difficult thing. Like, that's way easier said than done, because it goes to the testament of the amount of pains that I've dealt with on a daily basis. And then again, even just saying that, then it goes to the trauma. When I say that, like, I'm still not heard or listened like I should have been, because they were valid pains. And then I had my parents being like, no, it's all in your mind and you need medication. And like, oh my God, you can't, like, and then the damage it did. And then every day, you need to be on these drugs. You have to take more of these drugs. Oh, that didn't work. You need to take more drugs. Oh, that didn't work. We're going to put you on another combination that's an extremely high dose that normal people don't have. And then I would prove like I'd be fine if I'd get away from them and like get proper sunlight, like proper rest, proper food, like the basic things, very basic things. But I never got to sustain, I never got to like consistently have it. And then they'd always take something away. And then they'd pretend to people in society, and it all could have been avoided. Like 100%. I went into the context and explained a lot back. I used to do it a lot more. So, I mean, it's out there. And then there's a lot more way beyond that, like, that's way deeper I never even spoke on. So it's a fucking onion, and it's a rabbit hole to go down with my life. And for everything that can look a certain way on a surface level, which is tons, I know, I'm fully aware, then there's always like so many details of the reality of it um, still that just live with me, that I have to live with, that, it is what it is. Never again will I be treated the way that they did with that's or accept or tolerate any comments like that remind me of that kind of stuff. No, never again. So, all right, thank you. I'm out. Even though I'm talking to nobody, and I'm used to this, but I already know. Peace and love. Peace and love. And understanding of your fellow humans. Screw all the fucking psychopaths out there that take advantage of people, lie and manipulate. And they're the extreme form of the worst forms of humans. Those are the people that are really just destroying. Well, whatever. All right, I said my piece. I think this is good, just to kind of sort of explain that again, and yeah. Still would like some more support from people, but I don't need any. I'm all good by myself, and I will be able to continue this on my path the right way, as I've been doing. So I'm good with that. So, all right. God bless you if you're a good person, or trying to be, and have good intentions. That's what matters to me. It's kind of weird. It's weird how people wouldn't see, just wouldn't see me after so long. It's like, yeah, I'm only mean back to people who are mean to me. I only react. That's why I hate my dad and my mom, because I can't forget. I'm like an elephant. I have the memories, and it's never gonna be forgotten. And there'll always be those lying manipulator people. I've dealt with enough people where I know those types. I know these other types. I know and they're the type that will lie to their grave. My parents will still be there, trying to trick people and say this. No, actually, we did all this for him, but then they won't tell you the other side. They'll always. I know every single thing that they say that we will do. We did this and this is, but then they don't tell you the caveats. They don't tell you why that happened and why they're responsible. See? And I feel good about this still, because I'm not getting sucked into the negativity of it. It actually just feels good to express and be in control. No, I just lost my place though, because there was more I wanted to say on that, but. See what else. Is there anything else I should add? Yeah, I don't know. I'm much more happy with a video like this though, because yeah, it shows the progress, and it yeah, it's just standing up on my shit. So, and it shows the examples of exactly what I was talking about, and that's again what's to be expected, and how people are, and judgments, and yeah, context, all that stuff, all the stuff I've been talking about forever. that I'm an expert in, so. Yeah, I'd say anyone that's trying to screw with me, you're not even gonna see, because I'm documenting everything. You're just proving if you are doing it. What is that? Here or something. Oh, I probably have. Hold up. What time is it? Is that? Oh yeah. All right. Well, I gotta go do stuff, and I have to try to fix some things around here. And yeah, I should have ended it already. I just wanted to think if there's some more things I wanted to add real quick. I think that's good for now. Yep, we're good. Peace, love, and understanding.